Tonight on News 5 Live, Panton and Barrow throw their hats into the UDP leadership ring. Who else will join them? Brodes and Marie Sharp waiting for their containers as stevedores hunker down with strike. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
The ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, please. Vaccination saves lives.
New Year's is a time for us to make hearty resolutions that will help us better our lives, and then promptly forget about them. However, there are some resolutions we shouldn't forget about. Join us for our new series, 100%, where we'll be talking about being 100% in on things like our relationship with God, our spouses, finances, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. right here on Channel 5 Belize.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money.
Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, January 25th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. On Monday, the UDP leader and leader of the opposition, Patrick Faber, made breaking news after making a public announcement that he will step down from the post effective January 31st. The decision comes on the heels of the latest allegations of domestic abuse by Faber made by his fiancée, Dr. Shanika Arnold, last week. While the couple ended up in court and the doctor withdrew charges, it has still left a black eye on the leadership of the Mass Party, with organizations as well as persons within his own party calling for Faber's resignation. Today, Chairman Michael Perfeet said the party secretariat is yet to receive a formal resignation letter from Faber. And then there is also the issue of which post is he resigning from. Here's how Perfeet puts it.
As we speak, he is still the leader of the UDP. I haven't received any resignation letter, and I have not been informed that any official resignation letter has been tendered to the Secretariat. So all I have is a video, I think that everybody has seen, of which he has indicated that he's going to resign, but it will take effect January 31st, I think. Well, what's today's date? Like January 25th or January 26th? That's about 5-6 days. That's a lifetime in politics.
But is that unusual that he would announce his resignation and not officially giving his letter?
I don't know. I can only speak about what would be usual or unusual for me. If it were me and I was resigning, I would do it immediately. You would have to ask him as to why he would do a resignation to take effect at some time in the future. You would have to ask him that. Remember, he can resign from leader of opposition in the House and not necessarily resign as party leader. You can resign as party leader, but not necessarily leader of opposition in the House. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, unless there's a new way of doing things, I haven't received any written official confirmation in the usual way of when a person resigns from the UDP.
So with his official departure taking effect in the next 5 days, UDP Chairman Michael Perfeet was asked if they will be looking for a party leader or a leader of the opposition or both.
There's nothing wrong with two separate persons holding two separate roles. They are very separate, Leader of the party has nothing to do with leader of the opposition. As we have examined over and over again, the leader of the opposition is chosen by the majority of those in the House. So it is whatever the five of them decide. Whoever is the person that they want, the Constitution of Belize says they are the ones who determine that. The leader of the party is something completely different.
But say he does not
it's
resign.
It's always possible to have two separate people holding two separate posts.
Although Belize has never had a woman as leader of a major political party, the UDP's former deputy leader, current Albert constituency area representative Tracy Panton, has indicated that she is ready to take up the mantle of the party's leadership. Panton said today that she is also ready to double up as the leader of the opposition in Parliament. She told us that she has been observing the changes in her party over time and has been conditioning her mind to step up to the challenge.
If we are to aspire to be the next government in 2025, it's time for us to settle down, to focus, to do the work that is necessary to heal and rebuild this party from the ground up. All my life, Mariana, I've been in the business of building, right? I've been 30 years of my life invested in building the tourism industry. I have been involved in investment. I have been involved with trade. I have been involved in looking at the ecosystem, if you will, for entrepreneurship in this country. And so I think I bring a lot of experience in that regard. How you work with all sorts of personality types, how you build consensus, how you become as inclusive as possible. Because if we are to get the job done, we will need all hands on deck.
You told me that this is a steep road ahead for you.
A
challenge.
steep hill to climb, yes.
It's the first, if it would happen, that Belize would have a female leader of a major political party. what are the hurdles do you think you have to cross before you reach that goal?
Well, as a colleague of mine said today, it's a man's world, and it truly is. We have a patriarchal society, and so even for women to make it to the National Assembly as a member of Parliament is a steep hill. So I don't have any illusions that it's going to be easy, but I think at some point in Belize's development, we as women need to step up. It has not been accepted. I mean, even the great United States, I mean, how hard it is for women to take on greater leadership roles, particularly in politics. And so I know it would be a quantum leap for this country, but I think it would, speak volumes as to the level of the maturity of our political systems, and also our population is growing and evolving.
Just before midday today, former leader of the opposition and Mesopotamia area rep Shine Barrow announced his bid for the leadership of the United Democratic Party on his Facebook page. The post comes less than 24 hours after Patrick Faber, in a public statement, said he would tender his resignation as leader of the UDP on January 31st. You would recall that just last year, Barrow held the position as leader of the opposition after leading the charge against Faber, which had led to a leadership recall within the UDP. With the recent domestic abuse scandal surrounding Faber, Barrow says he, quote, refrained from comment because I wanted to give our party and the former leader the space to do what is in the best interest of the UDP, and that is to make way for new leadership, unquote. He went on to offer himself to become the new leader of the UDP. Barrow was unavailable for an interview today, as we are told that he is already out district campaigning. His post ends by saying, quote, I will lead and serve with humility, conviction, compassion, vision, inclusion, equality, and unity to transform our beloved UDP into a formidable force that will regain the confidence and trust of the masses so we can serve all citizens as the next government of Belize, unquote. While two sitting area reps, Tracy Panton and Shine Barrow, have publicly announced they are interested in replacing Patrick Faber as the leader of the UDP, News 5 has been reliably informed by operatives within the party that a third person might be throwing his hat into the ring. But the question is whether Panton and Barrow jumped the gun with their announcements, since Faber, as it currently stands, is still the party leader. That is up to January 31st, if he decides to go through with it. Chairman Perfeet explains that it may just be Facebook advertising at this time.
From now till January 31st, I mean, he could come back and say, well, he changed his mind. He could come back and say, well, I did say I was not going to resign. I was not going to resign until the 31st. Well, it's not yet the 31st. And so therefore, so we don't know. We don't know when you have something set to happen possibly in the future, especially in politics. It could be anything. So that is the limbo we find ourselves in. Honorable Barrow and Honorable Panton may very well have announced their desire for something that the possibility of it has not occurred yet. So that's a risk that they will have to take when they come out with that.
News 5 spoke via phone to Deputy Party Leader and Corozal North Area Representative Hugo Pat this morning. Pat expressed that he has no interest in becoming leader of the United Democratic Party. But according to UDP Chairman Michael Perfeet, he may not have a choice. The party regulation sets out that Pat, as the first deputy, will become the interim party leader effective February 1st.
The Honorable Hugo Pat, as the first deputy of the party, should, if Mr. Faber resigns on January 31st, Hugo should become interim leader by February 1st. And his only agenda, from what I see, as an interim leader under the circumstances, needs to do is to set an election for there to be a new leader, a new, for lack of a better word, a new permanent leader for the party. So the thing is that the Honorable Hugo Pat, if the Honorable Farber chooses to resign on January 31st still, would become the interim leader, and then we would gather around and ensure that an election for a new leader is held within 90 days as per the constitution of the UDP.
Coming up, could Marie Sharp have to temporarily stop bottling pepper sauce? If they can't get the supplies they need in a container at the port, then that just might become a problem. The effect on businesses of the stevedore strike when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. It would have been very easy when Jesus saved us to transfer us that very moment to heaven, but He didn't. He leaves us in this world that we might be light and salt to affect and influence the world. He realized our plight in a world that was controlled by materialism, greed, injustice, immorality, hatred, lawlessness, and godlessness. And so He gave us His Word to guide us, and He prayed that God would protect and keep us from the evil, or the snares and the temptations of the evil one, or the god of this world. Satan loses a big battle when we're saved, but then he seeks to lure us back into the world to destroy our witness and our relationship with Christ. Many feel they can identify both with God and the world, only to be deceived and destroyed. A man once asked D.L. Moody, now that I am converted, have I got to give up the world? Moody replied, no, you haven't got to give up the world, but if you give a good ringing testimony for the Son of God, the world will give you up pretty quick. Just remember this, friend, this world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
In the moments that matter the most, for your health and well-being, when the choice is yours, choose the brand you have always trusted. Crystal Water. Taste you can trust.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At DigiBusiness, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
I visited the land of Serbia, a great many miles away. I ascended the Mount Everest few people have conquered. I roared on the snow-covered Antarctic and Arctic. I rolled swiftly across the vast, untamed desert. Linglong Tire conquers every corner of the world.
Distributed by Enrique Martinez and Sons Limited. 2 miles Philip Wilson Highway, Belize City.
Operations at the Port of Belize have been at a standstill since last Thursday, and now businesses across the country are beginning to feel the effects. Major importers like James Brody's Limited are facing delays. Meanwhile, stalled containers and exporters like Marie Sharp and ASR BSI are also in a jam, unable to move their products out of the country. They also worry international clients may soon lose patience waiting for their goods. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a closer look at the problems at the port.
Gourmet pepper sauce producer Marie Sharp's Food Limited has 2 containers full of products stalled at the Port of Belize, meant to be shipped to New York and the Asian market.
The standstill at the port is gravely affecting us. We actually export 5 to 8 containers per month, and the timing of it all after Christmas, when everyone wants to restock in our foreign markets. I actually, I'm on the phone since yesterday and today telling everyone, guess what? There's a delay at the Port of Belize. There's a strike going on, and we will face some delays in shipping. And the main point here to relate is that due to the pandemic, we are already faced with so much shipping disruptions and delays from 2020 to now.
Another exporter experiencing the negative effects of the standoff at the port is ASR BSI.
Just to give you an idea, this week we have about 36 containers worth of direct consumption sugar exports. Okay? That's about 750 metric tons of sugar. Okay? All of it is bagged sugar in containers. That has a value of about $400,000. So what I'm trying to convey in a simple way is every single week that there is no resolution, we have on average similar amounts, 36. Some weeks we have 40 containers, 50 containers. I can tell you that last week, luckily last week, which was the week before the strike happened, we exported 76 containers.
On the import side, Brody's Supermarket currently has 2 containers waiting.
It's affecting us. There will be a shortage of goods if this strike continues at the port, and as well if the alternative tries to go to Big Creek Port, then obviously it'll take up the cost of the merchandise that we are importing. So those are the 2 areas that I see so far that we would be affected when it comes to the importation of our merchandise. Also, I think this will also have an effect overall on the country because government will be losing revenue when it comes to the duties and taxes if the ships don't come at all to Belize. I believe with the type of business we have, you're looking at supermarket products, you're looking at pharmaceutical products, general merchandise. So overall, it's general products overall that there will be a cost increase, obviously because of the inland freight charges, if we have to move it from big to our warehouses in town.
Exporters like Marie Sharp and ASR BSI also rely on the Port of Belize Limited for the importation of items needed to operate locally.
We also have some pallets that are coming in from the States with machinery and some packaging materials. Now this means that if we don't get our packaging materials on time, we have some cups on the way and some bottles. It means that we also can't make products here in Belize. So we might also face shortages of Marie Sharp products if we don't get these materials on time.
On our side, it's not only we're exporting sugar, we are also importing inputs, machinery parts, things that we need to run the mill, be it from an industrial point of view, or even from circuits, electricity, etc., etc. So imports is also something that, be it some chemicals as well. So imports are also important for our operation.
One thing is clear. As the standstill at the Port of Belize continues, the pressure on local producers to meet international demands and contracted quotas grows.
You have a lot of other origins, especially the regional origins, Central America. They are there ready on the spot to cover in that shortfall from us and say that they are reliable, they don't have these issues, and they are rock solid. This just puts Belize as a second category supplier, third or fourth, God forbid. Because what we want to be is we want to be world class.
The export market is very difficult at the moment, especially for a hot sauce company like us. Right now around the world, we have over 1,000 companies fighting for position in the export market when it comes to gourmet hot sauce. The minute we delay those shipments, we lose. We could not only lose sales, but we could lose our shelf space.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
And at this point, businesses being affected by the standstill at the Port of Belize may want to begin taking a serious look at their contingency plans because the Christian Workers Union and stevedores are showing no signs of letting up. Evan Mose Hyde, president of the Christian Workers Union, held a press conference in Belize City this morning.
Put yourself in the shoes of our members on Saturday afternoon. In the middle of everything that has happened. Everything that has happened since about May of last year. Only to have that in the middle of discussing the Thursday dispute, that we were once again proposed the reduction of gangs. This very thing that had provoked our members in November of 2021. This very thing that had so enraged them. What would you do? How would you feel? Where would you stand? Well, that is what our members felt on Saturday afternoon. Yesterday, leadership of the Belize Port Authority asked us, well, what's the way forward? And I promised that we would get back to them with that. Let me state for the record, we believe the way forward is to look backward and to let history guide our judgments and our consciences. To understand now where we are right now, you must understand the privatization of the port. We put this matter squarely in the hands of the Briceño administration. Our membership has bore the worst of the anguish caused by that original sin. The government of Belize backed a $30 million loan or sanctioned it, as they have to do, from the IDB to ASR BSI to support its relocation to Big Creek. It did this with the justification that our cane farmer brothers and sisters needed to have the transportation costs mitigated. CWU cannot argue that the well-being of our brothers and sisters in the cane industry is of national importance. What we are arguing today is the plight of our brothers and their families who now sit in the sewer tanks of your privatization adventures are of national importance as well.
In response to a question on the plight of the import-export industry and the challenges being faced by local companies that are heavily reliant on port activities, President Hyde had this to say.
We are not saying that these are ideal situations. What we are saying that it is not ideal, but it's not out of any injury or malice or intent on our part. We are standing in a situation where we have to stand. We are compelled to stand. To not stand is to just completely surrender what we consider to be justice. For them, we are here to face anybody right now and answer them as best we can so that you're out there to listen. Know that we know how we come up. We can shut down no port. We know run down conflict. Our members run down money. Our members run down the hustle. They run down work. Our members run down containership. Man, they out there, the dogs, see if somebody not show up so they could give them a chance. That when they're not into shut down. They're not into have to face B, they have to look to move containers. They're not into man, they tell them right now, boy, all on a ship going a big creek. Just imagine that. You best believe that all our members have been told that. So the stance when they take right now, just imagine what it takes for them to take that. Imagine that they have to go to their wife or go to their lady and tell them right now, I know that you just want to work and bring home the money, but understand that a bigger picture to go on. So when we come here today, we come here to talk to UNO. We come here to appeal to UNO. We come here to deal with people who are be fair-minded. This is not a matter of no set of bad man or evil man, and a set of hard-working people. And the reality what they face is that just for secure, righteous and just remuneration, because they have lost so much. 2021 that a devastating year. For 2 years, they worry about loose sugar. They hear the rumors for 2 years. We clash in a 2020. 2020 we clash. Stevedore shut down. Pan just the rumors. Fight for get an agreement for say if this happen, we want talk money. And when it happen and we get wrong for talk money, man say, no, we are talk gangs.
The CWU received support from the Belize National Teachers Union and the Public Service Union today. Elena Smith, president of BNTU, says the teachers understand the stevedores situation.
As unions, we always support our sisters and our brothers. We do not interfere in the work of our fellow union brothers and sisters, but when requested, when asked, and we know when we come to these kinds of situations, we do show solidarity. So our purpose for being here today, if you notice, BNTU is here, PSU National Hours is here. We are here to show solidarity with CWU because we understand what it is that they are going through and we understand their plight. And as workers as well, we are here to provide that support to them as best as we can.
Where does your support draw the line when it comes to the external effects, external impacts of this protest, of this standoff on the private sector and their employees?
Well, I think we all know that once unions stand and we take a stand, we are always deemed to be doing so legally. Whether it's BNTU, PSU, it doesn't matter. We are being told it's illegal. In terms of as a union, when or where, how will we say step back or if we will step back, that comes from our membership. And so as we get information from the CWU, it will go to our membership and from there we make those decisions.
After the break, politics can be a dirty game, but Tracy Panton says she is ready to rumble. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Hello, welcome to Samsung's awesome experience right here in Belize.
Come check it out. Not sure which Samsung Galaxy A series is right for you? Touch, play, and learn about your device before you buy. Once you've purchased your device, you can now benefit from the full Samsung service experience. Your phone is covered by a 1-year local warranty. This includes manufacturer defects and software and hardware issues caused by the manufacturer. Enjoy your phone with peace of mind knowing that your Galaxy is protected. And when your warranty expires, you can still bring it to our certified Samsung Repair Center. Our technicians will diagnose and repair your device with Samsung original parts and machinery. Enjoy the Samsung experience when you shop at any of our authorized partners countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, Debari, Tropigas, and Quartz. Join the Samsung experience in Belize today.
Who offers the best mobile experience in Belize? You don't know? Well, the truth is, Digi, our national telecom, of course. Digi has the largest mobile LTE advanced network with over 96% countrywide coverage, offering the fastest mobile LTE data speeds at the most affordable rates with mobile plans that fit your lifestyle. The truth is, only Digi gives the ultimate mobile LTE experience. Visit your nearest Digi store to join the bigger, better network today. Digi, our national telecom. Visit us online at www.livedigi.com.
The BWS app is here and is available for download from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. BWS customers can use the app to view water usage and current bill, read your own meter, apply for new residential and commercial connections, apply for reconnection, make reports, contact BWS customer service, and much more. Download the BWS app today.
Belize Water Services, delivering water and more.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Bundle the fastest, most reliable, unlimited broadband in Belize with your prepaid or postpaid mobile plan or Netflix. You can bundle your broadband with your prepaid and enjoy 50% off all national calls, plus get SMS and data. Paid plans? Then bundle with any speed and pay only $25 extra monthly to enjoy unlimited smart-to-smart calls, plus 500 minutes, plus 6,300 megabytes of data. Stream unlimited HD movies and TV shows with our broadband, plus the Netflix add-on for only $30 monthly, and enjoy streaming on your laptop, TV, phone, or tablet. Visit a smart showroom near you to sign up or upgrade to the bundle that's right for you. Smart, bringing people together.
Earlier in the newscast, we brought you UDP Area Representative Tracy Panton saying she is ready to take over the party leadership. During that interview this afternoon, she also told News 5 she is aware the campaign leading into the leadership contest could get testy and even dirty. But she hopes that the party's 573 delegates will be able to see through the distractions.
I met some of the delegates, not all. As you know, I didn't have access to all the delegates when I ran as first deputy leader, but I would have hopefully access to more delegates this time around. I am hoping that we are all mindful. You know, democracy, as we say, can be messy, but I am hopeful that given what we have been through as a party, given what we need to do before the next election, that we would keep the mudslinging, if you will, to a very minimum, because I think, quite frankly, people have had enough of that. When I ran for first deputy leader, it wasn't a walk in the park either. But I stayed the course. I never retreated, because once I give you a commitment, I give you a commitment. I held my ground. I did the work I could have done. I met the people I could have met. And I was not prepared to retreat. I really prefer not to get confrontational, but I won't be trampled upon. If I have to fight, then, you know, if I'm placed in that position, I will defend myself.
While she plans to dig deep and become battle ready to take on perhaps the most arduous challenge in her political career, Panton says the next big challenge thereafter, if she is successful, would be making her party truly united. And whether or not Faber remains in Collet would not be a decision for her to make if she becomes the next party leader.
I don't know what impact, because I haven't done an assessment or heard what impact this may have had on Patrick in Collet, but I know that he is tenacious when it comes to his constituency, and I know he knows how to win. He has proven that over and over and over and over again. He doesn't shy away from hard work, and I am sure he will go to the people in Collet in short order to speak with them and to make amends where he needs to make amends. So we won't know really until that assessment is done. So we'll wait and see. And I do think that people have the ability to reform. You know, we are not, in my view, the product of our mistakes. When we recognize we have a problem, if we work at fixing the problem, I think we can rise above it. I've seen it, my colleague from MESOP, we've seen that happen. In his younger years, he had a challenge. He paid his time. He paid his dues. He has elevated his status. He has inspired so many people along the way that his mistake has been used for a greater good.
The Joint Union Negotiating Team is scheduled to meet with the government of Belize counterparts on Wednesday. BNTU President Elena Smith says they are looking forward to hearing the data that will be presented on where Belize currently stands economically. Most importantly, they want to see if their 10% pay cut can be reinstated earlier than the period initially projected.
Well, our meeting for tomorrow should be on. We don't expect that there is going to be any change in that. We've had several changes, so we don't expect any more changes. And we look forward to hearing from the government side in terms of the government's position, our financial position of the country, where we are with that, how has those expenses been going, collections, and where are we in terms of the 10% and the increment fees of our membership.
The Prime Minister has already said that he doesn't think that they're ready to reinstate the pay cut or to take off the pay cut from the unions already. And when we asked him about your letter that asked for a certain information to be disclosed, he said he'd only give what was relevant. What was your reaction to this?
Well, this is not about what the Prime Minister thinks or what he feels. It has been very clear that once the country gets to a position where we can afford to be given back our 10%, that it should happen. So irregardless if he feels that we deserve it now or we should get it now or not, if the position is that we are able to, then that's what we will fight for.
The United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, has responded to questions from News 5 about the recent incident involving 8 Venezuelan nationals who have reportedly left Belize and crossed into Mexico. According to the refugee agency, seeking asylum is a fundamental human right enshrined in Article 14 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. UNHCR has the mandate to protect asylum seekers and refugees around the world. Last week, 37 foreign nationals were refused leave to land in Belize, but they could be expelled immediately and were instead put up at the Best Western Belize Biltmore Plaza. GOB gave UNHCR access to the group in order to establish if any person had a fear of persecution if he or she would be returned to their country of origin. 8 of those persons who expressed desire to seek asylum in Belize were then taken to Hope for Progress, a partner of UNHCR that provides support to foreign nationals while their immigration status is being worked out. But by Monday afternoon, these persons could not be found and had reportedly already crossed over into Mexico. From the onset, the Ministry of Immigration had expressed concerns about the recent increase in migrant flow to the U.S. through Central America. These foreigners were flagged last Tuesday because they had limited cash, no return flights, and bogus hotel reservations. And now there are more questions than answers. How did these people get from Belmopan to Mexico? Is there a smuggling ring that facilitated their transportation? And was there a breakdown in protocols for these unregulated individuals? According to UNHCR, as asylum seekers, these persons did not commit a crime, and as such, they were never detained, but just provided with shelter, food, and support. Since they had freedom of movement, they did not escape from the facilities. In its responses, UNHCR says that only the state authorities have the prerogative to detain persons. Just ahead, an insider's view, one woman on why she did not simply leave her abuser, and how victim blaming keeps too many from coming forward. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
Child Development Foundation, or CDF as we are popularly known, has been partnering with Social Security Board since 2015. Social Security Board supports our child protection initiatives. They support us to build capacity for teachers and parents to identify the indicators of abuse. In particular, they support our counseling center so that we can provide trauma-focused counseling therapy to children who have been abused. Social Security has also supported our prevention program, the Rise Girls program, to help us to equip young women who are in primary and secondary school to understand more about adolescent development and also to build good self-esteem and to build safe social networks.
Over the past 6 years, we have established a partnership with the Social Security Board. It has assisted us in addressing some of their social welfare needs and health care needs of our older persons, specifically in Belize City, San Ignacio, and Belmopan. We have had the opportunity to do home visits with our geriatrician and physiotherapists. We distribute meals to them. We also have that opportunity to interact with them, to observe them. There are needs that may be identified. If we can address those, we do so.
Social Security has been one of our biggest donors throughout the years, and the services that they provide to us is basically financial, and it helps with a lot of things here at the center like bills and groceries. The center is a drop-in center for the mentally ill, elderly, homeless, deportees. They come here, they take a shower, they get their breakfast, they get their lunch, and they also do recreational stuff here at the center. They can watch television, they listen to music, they play games, and they just, interact with each other, because here it's like a family.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
Connecting people. Creating memories.
So here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. NextGen, the ultimate digital experience.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Elena Smith, the senator responsible for trade unions and civil society, is adding her voice to those condemning domestic violence. When we caught up with Senator Smith at an event in Belize City today, we asked her for her comments on the recent allegations against her parliamentary colleague, Patrick Faber.
Well, of course it does. And I am not going to go into any back and forth in regards to their political, their inside, whatever they are going through. But looking at the matter of domestic violence, we must all call it out. It doesn't matter who is doing it, we must call it out and we must stand against it. And so from that viewpoint, I will say that I am not in support of any of that kind of behavior. I will never support that. And we have to put things in place to ensure that our women and men are protected from violence.
A number of organizations have come forward over the past few days condemning domestic violence and urging support for victims. This morning on Channel 5's Open Your Eyes, Christina Romero of Hope Haven spoke about why it is so hard for people on the outside looking in to understand why women simply do not leave, especially if they have their own means and education. But Romero explains that all forms of abuse are about one partner controlling the other. This begins early in the relationship, leading to repeated cycles of tension and apprehension, denial, triggers, and explosive incidents, and then honeymoon makeup periods where people want to believe it will not happen again.
I was an educated woman. I was a teacher at that time. I was independent because the house we were living in belonged to me, and I still went through abuse. So it does not discriminate. It's not that I did not know my worth. It's not that I was not able to fend for myself. It's that he had gotten control of me, that I felt that I was in a situation that I couldn't leave, that I didn't have a support system to say, okay, you don't have to be living this way you know, you and your children deserve to be safe.
Romero also spoke about how those in abusive relationships are stigmatized, even blamed for somehow provoking the abuse. She says social media comments being made about Dr. Shanika Arnold, the fiancée of Patrick Faber, remind her of what she was told about her own relationship 20 years ago.
It reminds me why 20 years ago, when I was going through domestic violence, I didn't share what was happening, because it is still a taboo topic. It is still a topic that comes with a lot of stigma and discrimination. You know, when you say that you're in an abusive relationship or you're being emotionally abused, you're labeled as crazy, or your relationship is nitpicked, but not in a positive way. You have friends and families that tell you, you know, well, you have a strong character. You know, you look for it. He doesn't seem like that type of person that will abuse you. You know, you must have done something to aggravate him. And they make it about the victim without realizing that abuse is the abuser's fault. Abuse is a reflection of the abuser and not the victim. And so it infuriates me to look at the commentary and see that people are stuck in the 1940s or the 1800s, still blaming the victim, for the abuse that she or he is enduring.
The latest data shows citrus was the only major export to go down in 2021, mainly due to a reduction in orange concentrate exports. Since citrus is a main area of Social Security Board investments, News 5 asked SSB's CEO, Deborah Ruiz, about the impact on the SSB portfolio and what other areas they are looking into.
We have like 2 non-performing loans, and those are the shrimp, and that we're monitoring closely because of the disease that had happened. But we are not in a position where we have to call in the investment. It's just that we have to give moratorium to the different entities for them to recover. They are having some challenges there, but at this point, we have not suffered a loss as such. What our challenge with investment is finding viable projects to invest in. Because if we're asking for contributions, we have to invest it to turn it around. And the interest rates are very low at this time, no? And that is the challenge, finding viable projects to look at. We have looked at how we are going to make monies available out there. We're even looking at bringing down our threshold. We brought it down from 500,000 to 250,000. So small businesses have the opportunity to apply to Social Security for a loan starting at 250,000. No, we are not equipped to deal with the smaller loans. Those smaller loans are normally channeled through the DFC or the banking system. No, we deal with investments at this time from 250,000 up.
Up next, football is alive and kicking. Meet the new national men's team. Stay with us.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway, from Roaring Creek to Esperanza, has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Need a paint which offers superior quality and durability? Then the choice is easy. Designed specifically for your home's exterior, Benjamin Moore Ultra Spec EXT offers ultra smooth performance. It's easy to apply, has low odor, and is mildew resistant. Bring life to your home by choosing the color and sheen to suit your style. Benjamin Moore Paints, available at Benny's. Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
When something is good and you can save, that makes it even better. Like this guy, he buys Flex bundles using his promo credit. No worries when his primary credit is finished. He gets talk, text, and data for free. Or her, she calls her family internationally with her promo credit. And with data packages so affordable, she even does video calls. Smart continues to offer great deals and affordable promotions. As a small business owner, she saves when she uses her promo credit to call the other guys. All Smart customers enjoy more triple days and knowing they can use their promo credit, which just lasts longer. Smart, bringing people together.
The Football Federation of Belize held its first press conference for 2022 virtually today. It was to present the members of the male senior national team, which will be leaving the country on Wednesday en route to Nicaragua for a friendly match. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
22 athletes were chosen to become the male senior national football team to represent Belize in international matches. It's a pool of young and veteran ballers that for some time now have been training under the guidance of recently acquired head coach David Asensio from Spain and assistant coach Manuel Can from Mexico.
Para mí es un placer estar aquí y trabajar con la Federación de Belice después de 6 meses trabajando con Verdes. Y bueno, estamos aquí para trabajar y hacer crecer el fútbol en Belice y que en Centroamérica Belice crezca y sea una selección importante y que nos tomen en cuenta desde varios sitios.
Muchísimas gracias a todos los presentes, a todos los de la Federación por la oportunidad que nos están dando para aportar nuestro granito de arena para poder ayudar a crecer un poquito más a lo que es Belice y cambiarle la imagen en ese sentido. No tengo mucho que decir, simplemente venimos a trabajar, a aportar nuestros conocimientos y el desarrollo que tenemos. Espero que podamos dar lo mejor de nosotros para Belice.
There's a different approach to the national team's preparation for the upcoming Nations League tournament, which will commence in June. So there is a schedule of international friendly matches that will be conducted to build camaraderie amongst the players and the style of play that is being implemented.
I would just like to continue to plead to Belize to continue supporting us and motivating us. Your messages are never unseen, and we really appreciate you back here at camp. You guys motivate us to work hard, and we, on behalf of the team, I ensure that we're working very hard in training and giving our utmost best so that we can bring the results that Belize wants back home. We're giving our all in training so that we can go out there and produce and show the country that we do have talents and other countries that we can compete at the highest level possible.
I've seen a tremendous change in the federation, especially the comfort of the players, the food, nutrition, and as well as now with our new coach system, I think the preparation is going really well. The director and FFB is doing really well so far. We cannot complain. And the team seems very happy with a mixture of young and old players. And I guess we won't say we're well prepared, but a huge step going forward, especially for June.
Goalkeeper coach is Stanley Renault. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
The senior male national team departs Belize for Nicaragua this week to participate in its first international friendly match on January 29th. FFB's technical director, Philip Marin, shared details via Zoom of the upcoming matches, the first of which is on Friday.
We have commenced training with the senior men team, the senior women team, and our U20 men team. This senior men team is preparing for the Nation League, which is scheduled for June 2022. So we are about to play 2 friendly matches in Nicaragua against Nicaragua. The first match will be the 29th of January at 7 p.m. and the second match will be the 1st of February at 7 p.m. In March, we are hoping to play another two matches for us to be ready for June.
The senior women's national team has also been preparing for upcoming matches in the 2022 CONCACAF qualifiers. Games begin as early as the middle of February.
Our senior women, they continue their preparation for the 2022 CONCACAF qualifiers. They will be playing 2 matches in February in Salvador. On the 16th of February, they will be playing in Salvador. And on the 20th of February, they will be playing Panama in Salvador. In April, on the 6th of April, they are scheduled to play Aruba in Belize and Barbados the 12th of April in Barbados.
Simultaneously, in April, the under-20 men's national team will be participating in the UNCAF Championship, a regional competition that will be hosted in Belize.
For our U20 men, they will be participating in the UNCAF Championship, which will be held here in Belize. We will be hosting that event. That is one of the biggest events in the Central America region, the U20 Central America Cup. So the team are already in preparation for that for that tournament that will be held here in April.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.